sews and stuff here on YouTube as well as on Instagram. Welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to share with you my review of Simplicity 8908. And this is the pattern right here. And I made this pattern for the May Sew Your View challenge on Instagram that's put on by That's So Monica on Instagram, and she also has a really nice YouTube channel here. So I decided to sew version B right here, but I decided to put 2 pockets like in version C. So I did the long sleeve version, and I decided to do the long sleeve version because I wanted to wear it as a jacket. And the thing that I decided to do, I decided to upcycle a bag. So I bought a bag. It's by Marc Ecko, and on the back of the bag it had cut and sew. And I decided to put the artwork from the bag on the back of this dress. So here is the artwork right here, and it's so cool because it says cut and sew. And so I decided to upcycle that bag into this dress. So I used the plain part of the fabric right here to make the pockets. I top stitched the pockets right here in white to match the design, the top stitching here on the back. And I also I purchased these bronze metal buttons from Amazon. I just did a quick Google search on bronze buttons, and I picked these up on Amazon. It only took 2 days because I had Prime, and I use that because it matches these little buckles right here on the back of the which was the pocket part of the bag. And I'll show you a quick clip of how the bag looked before. I also decided to use this bag and put this picture right here on the back of the shirt. So I decided to use this bag because I bought this at the Goodwill about a year ago, and the top part is really frayed really bad, but I love the style, and it says cut and sew. So I'm gonna show a closer picture of it, but this handles and everything are really jacked up. So I decided to go ahead and cut off. I want to cut off this motif right here and use it for the back of the dress. So here's a closer look of the pattern. It says cut and sew, and it's originally by Marc Ecko, and it has these cool little rhinestones in it, and it's so cute. I think it's so cute. I love all the colors in it. I usually am not one for the skull stuff, but I really like all the flowers on it as well, and I love that it says cut and sew on here, which is perfect for me. And I've just been holding on to this, trying to figure out what I wanted to do to transform it. So that's what I'm going to use. So that was the bag before. So for the construction of this shirt dress was pretty easy. The only thing I didn't like is the pocket placement. I think it's a little bit too high, so I'm going to lower that down maybe a ½ inch on both sides, and maybe even bring it in a little bit. But other than that, the construction was pretty simple. I only did 8 buttons going down. It calls for 9 plus the button up here, but it didn't look right when I put the buttonhole on this side, and these buttons are kind of large, so it looked funny kind of just hanging down. So I just decided to leave it like that because I would never wear it all the way buttoned up anyway. I sewed a size 8, and I never sew a size 8 because my bust is about 36 around, so I usually sew a size 12. But the pattern piece has said that it has 7.5 inches of added ease above body measurement, which is way too big. I like to stay in the 2 to 3 inch range as far as ease goes. So I decided to sew a size 8. And even that, for the size 8, the finished bust measurement was was 39. So still, that's still 3 inches ahead bigger than what I am, and I figured that was plenty to deal with. And I just graded out, and I kept it a size 8 through the waist, and then I graded to a size 14 at the hip because the ending hip was 43, I believe, from the pattern. It's not on here, but I remember it being 43. So the other thing was that I was going to use the fabric from the pockets to make fabric covered buttons, and so I had cut out all the little pieces for the fabric covered buttons, but I tried to get this fabric to go around a little circle, and it is just way too thick for it to, it would not fold over nicely into the little the groove to make the fabric covered buttons. So I couldn't do that version, so that's when I went on ahead and looked up the for bronze buttons to match the back, because I was going to have even more contrast with the buttons, but that didn't work out. But I love how it came with how the bronze buttons worked out. Let's see, any other changes? Oh, I did I flat felt seamed the shoulders as well as the arm side on the bodice, but the sleeves are set in flat. So I was gonna flat felt seam this whole side, but once I put the sleeves in this way, when I got up to this part, I couldn't do it because it's too narrow to go all the way down and flat felt seam this whole part. So if I did decide to do this again and flat felt seam it, I would have to do an inset sleeve instead of doing the other kind of sleeve where it's put in flat. So I couldn't do a flat felt seam just because of the construction directions. The other thing was, I did really like how they showed you how to hem the corners. So what they had you do is trim a corner of the fabric here, sew it down, and then sew it down, trim it, and flip it this way. You sewed it this way. I'm sorry, can I show you? Okay, so you just had to sew it. You had to turn this front part all over with the facing and sew it backwards, cut it off, turn it back over, and then sew it down. I don't know if I explained that well, but I like how they explained the finishing directions for the corners right here. I also top stitched everything. I did a triple straight stitch on the collar, and then I did size 3 stitch on the pockets as well as on the pocket bands for top stitching. And the last thing I did, put interfacing on the button plackets. Even though it had lines that said this is the facing and this is the interfacing, it didn't actually tell you to cut out interfacing in the directions, which I found was weird. But I did interface the button plackets because I didn't think it would lay right. And also, of course, the directions did tell you to interface the collar, so I did that. And I decided to sew the long sleeve so I could wear this as a jacket as well. So I like how it turned out. The only thing, like I said before, is I think I'm gonna lower the pockets. And I'm also thinking about whether or not I wanna even out this top part, because it was designed to have a curve, but it kind of makes it look awkward, a little awkward in the back. I don't know if I wanna keep the awkwardness as a design feature or if I wanna even it out. I haven't decided. I'm gonna wear it a couple days and see how I feel, but I think I definitely am gonna lower the pockets a little bit because they seem a little bit too high for me. Anyway, so that is my review of Simplicity 8908. Here's a quick clip of me out on the deck doing a twirl right in between rains today. So here it is. Simplicity 8908. And next I'll be sewing up this Berta style number 112 from the April 2019 issue of Berta Style magazine. And I'll be using this ITY knit fabric that I picked up at Zora Fabrics at White Marsh Mall here in Maryland. So this is a really pretty floral print, and I think it'll look cute in that top. And I already have that cut out. And I wanted to mention, if you guys, I know a lot of people don't sew Berta Style magazines, but I really like their magazine. However, I purchased my subscription from GLP News here in the US, and they went out of business. And I still have 5 more issues that are missing because I renewed in right before November. So I'm short 5 magazines. So they said that it was purchased by another company, but it doesn't say who purchased it. I never got anything saying who purchased it and when we're gonna be expecting the new magazines. It says please have patience and wait a couple weeks for the new person to start. So if you have Berta magazine and you have any news about when the magazines are coming, let me know in the comments below. I really appreciate that. And also I wanted to say that the next pattern for the Sew Your View challenge is Vogue 9357, and I'm really looking forward to that pattern because I want to do something with some stripes because I've never sewn anything with stripes going, you know, in different directions. So I think that's a cute dress. I'll probably do a shorter length version of that one. So I look forward to sewing that one. Anyway, I hope you all having a good day. You all take care. Bye.